Hi guys, so I've come back into the woods to my shelter. I'm planning to do another 2-night adventure. So the first thing I want to do is try and change the angle on the roof so it's a little less steep. I kind of got it a bit steep, I think, so I'm going to attempt to do that. I don't know how easy that's going to be because those stakes are pretty well in the ground. I need to patch up the roof a bit as well, add some more leaves and make it a bit more waterproof. I needed to move the heat reflector anyway, but as you can see it's actually fallen over and they've had some high winds, so I think that's probably what's knocked it down. So I'm going to get cracking. I'll move the camera around there before I attempt to move the roof angle, because I don't know if I'll even be able to move this. The whole construction is so solid, I made it too well. See what happens. The idea is to take this out and put it further over so that the angle comes over. But move the lever. Yeah, I think that's done the trick. That's perfect. That's just where I wanted it to be. Just a couple of degrees. Perfect. So I'll get some more leaves on this first of all and just make sure it's totally waterproof, just in case it rains especially. And then we'll get started with other stuff. Well guys, I've been quite busy in between the rain showers and the hails as well. I had some hailstones and rain, and I've been quite busy though. I've just mostly patched up the sidewall here, sort of thatched that with some fir branches, and there's lots of yew trees around here, so it's not really going to be a waterproof wall of any kind. It's really just there as a windbreak more than anything else. And the back wall I've filled in some of the holes. And added a bit more leaves so that it's fully leaved right up to the top, as you can see. So hopefully it's going to be fully waterproof if I get any rain during the night, which there's a good chance I will. It's quite warm at the moment, it's probably about 4 or 5, quite nice, sun shining for now. Give it 5 minutes. Anyway, so I'm going to go and have a play with trying to set up a bird trap now, so I'll stick the camera back on once I get set up with that. Well, it's been a pretty rubbish day, weather-wise. It's been raining off and on, and that's kind of stopped me getting a few things done that I was planning to do today. I did make a start to the bird trap, but it's not finished yet, so I'm going to finish that tomorrow. I haven't even made my heat reflector yet, so I need to get that done sharpish, and I have collected some wood, so not too bad. Almost set for my night, sleeping in my clothes tonight, so should be right. Well, I'm still alive. Got really cold. I think it was about -3 or something. Frost everywhere. So I didn't get a lot of sleep as usual. And burned tons of wood. You wouldn't believe how much wood I burned last night. Insane. Anyway, I'm going to make some breakfast now, and then I'm going to get started with something. Can't even think what I'm going to do at the moment, but I'll work it out. Well, it's nice to enjoy some sunshine for a change. It's going to be a really nice spot in the summertime when the sun's a bit higher. It's gorgeous just now, but not very warm, to be honest. Anyway, so I've been messing around trying to make a bird trap, but I'm not that impressed with what I've done so far. It's kind of tricky. I'll show you what I've done. I've got it set up here. This is the first design that I've tried, and it's just a simple trigger mechanism
We've got a dead weight up here, going up the branch and back down. And there's the trigger there. So basically this horizontal bar is able to slide down in the two supports. The string comes down to this dog bone, which is notched to take this, which in turn is backed up against this stopper there. So whenever any weight goes on top of this bar here, it falls, this falls out, and then the dead weight falls and traps the animal. So I'll have a go at setting this off and we'll see what happens. To be honest, if you're going to try this, I wouldn't bother actually even messing around with a net to start with. I would just sort of practice your triggers, get your triggers all working, and then you can try rigging a net as well. But it's good practice just to try different things and just try different. What I did find was that this horizontal bar has to be fairly strong and it has to be dead straight, otherwise it just doesn't work. It's very difficult to set up otherwise. I'll give you a closer look in a minute. Let's try and set this off and see what happens.
I'll put you back in your tripod. So I'm just going to throw a wee branch on it.
A branch.
This one should do. To be honest, the dead weight that I've set up here is way too light. If you're going to do this in anger, you'd want something a lot heavier so it actually would lift a heavier animal potentially. So let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, it might be an idea to put the dead weight higher up as well so that there's not enough reach. But that would have worked. Right, so I'm going to try another couple and I'll switch the camera back on and let you see what I've done after that. Okay. Okay, so this is the second arrangement that I've been trying. It's pretty similar to the first one I've showed you, but with slight subtle difference in the trigger mechanism. Instead of the one bar and the peg, there's two horizontal bars here, and the trigger along the bottom here. Try and get in frame. So this piece here is resting on top of that bottom bar, and when something stands on this, it pushes that one down, and then that's how the dog bone's released that way. So it's a bit different. Ideally with this setup you can actually put a number of these along, and they're all just resting on that bottom bar, and any one of them will set the trigger off. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. And yes, I have moved the counterweight. Oh. Okay, that was better than the last time at least. Right, one more to try and then I'll let you see that as well. Okay. Okay guys, this is the third option I'm going to show you. It's very similar to the first one, except instead of horizontal bars that slide up and down, this one is made up of a sort of V-shaped piece of wood that's stuck in, driven into the ground, and the dog bone is positioned very similar to the first one. It's just sort of tucked underneath, and the actual trigger bar here is notched on that end. It should be up against this support at this end, but it's just sticking in the ground actually. So we'll give this one a try. See, well, I'm not going to bother with the net. I'm just going to fire it off from here, see if it works, and then I'll tell you which is my favourite. Okay, here we go. That worked alright. I'm not going to tell you what my favourite is. I'm going to build a better one and I'm going to show you. So I'll keep you in suspense for, well, a few seconds probably. Oh no, some comes back. Okay, and the winner is the 2-bar setup. And the main reasons why I prefer that is it's easier to set up. You don't have to be too accurate with where you put things, and it's quite easy to set up the trigger to be as hairline as you want it to be. The other thing I've done this time is instead of using a counterbalance, I've actually set it up on a spring-loaded tree. So all we have to do now is give it a try. A bit more tension in that tree than I actually meant, so I'm not sure how well it'll work. Could be a slight adjustment required with the length of the cordage. Let's try it. Laplander, must be the right way, isn't it? Yeah, that worked. So I definitely would recommend that kind of trap. It's just so much easier to set up. Try it, you'll see. Honestly, it's just, to me, it just makes much more sense than any of the other ones because they're just a wee bit too finicky, to use a Scottish word. Hey guys, well, I know I said I was going to spend 2 nights just sleeping in the shelter of my clothes, but I'm actually feeling terrible. I've got a migraine headache, and the forecast for tonight is actually even worse than it was last night. They're talking about sleet and snow and potentially heavy rain in the morning, so I'm just going to try and, I'm in my sleeping bag, I'm going to try and get a really good night's sleep and get up early and try and get decamped early before it starts raining. So all I want right now is a good night's sleep because I feel terrible. So such is life. Okay, see you later. Well, morning folks. Well, so much for the sleet and snow because there was absolutely nothing through the night at all. I had a fantastic sleep, in fact. I feel great this morning, apart from a slightly sore head still, but that'll go away. It's kind of overcast though, so I'm thinking I'm just going to get my stuff all packed up before I start breakfast, just in case I do get some heavy rain. So I'll get myself sorted. I might even just head home if it does start raining, but we'll see what happens.